Something's wrong, and fans can feel it. Justin Bieber, once the crown prince of pop, has been making headlines lately not for music or scandal, but for his absence. No tours, no major public appearances, just a handful of cryptic social media posts, a few candid paparazzi shots where he looks distant, even haunted, and a growing wave of concern from fans who followed him since he was a teenage sensation. Whispers turned into questions, and questions are now spiraling into full-blown speculation. Is Justin Bieber okay? Why did he suddenly cancel huge parts of his world tour? Why does he look so different, physically and emotionally, when we do see him? And what's really going on in his famously intense marriage to Hailey Bieber? Something's happening behind the scenes, and those closest to the singer are staying very quiet, which, in celebrity culture, often speaks louder than any press release. Whether it's health, heartbreak, or a silent retreat from the spotlight, the truth behind Justin Bieber's disappearance from the public eye might be darker and more heartbreaking than anyone expected. And it's unfolding right now, in real time, while the world watches in silence. To understand where Justin Bieber is now, you have to look back at where things started to shift. Not in 2013, not in 2016, but more recently, during what should have been a full-circle career high. After years of public controversies, religious rebirth, and an on-again, off-again love story turned marriage, Justin seemed to be finding his rhythm again. The Justice album dropped in 2021 and gave fans hope. This was a comeback, a matured Bieber who was finally at peace. The music was raw, spiritual, and personal. It sounded like a man who had finally made peace with his fame, his past, and himself. But then silence. The Justice World Tour was announced, hyped, and launched, only to be suddenly derailed. First came the postponements, then the shocking announcement. Justin had been diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological condition that left half his face paralyzed. He posted a raw, unfiltered video showing the effects, explaining his need to prioritize his health. Fans flooded his comments with support, but the undercurrent was one of collective heartbreak. This wasn't just a pop star canceling shows. This was a young man, still in his 20s, grappling with something that felt life-altering. After that, the tone changed. Public appearances became fewer. When he did show up, at a concert with his wife, or courtside at an NBA game, he looked subdued, guarded, even frail. There were no new singles, no TikTok trends, no interviews, just the occasional post on Instagram, often religious or reflective, always brief. It wasn't the usual celebrity retreat from the limelight. This felt like someone slowly disappearing, emotionally, physically, artistically. And then came the rumors. Was Justin stepping away from music for good? Had his health worsened behind the scenes? Was his marriage under strain from the pressure? Fans noticed his body language, the haunted look in his eyes, the way Hailey seemed to be doing more of the talking, online and in interviews. The narrative began to slip out of the tightly controlled world of PR and into the chaotic realm of fan speculation, Reddit threads, and blind items. Everyone agreed on one thing. Something changed, and it changed fast. With Justin Bieber's silence growing louder, fans have done what they do best, turned into detectives. Across TikTok, Reddit, and X, formerly Twitter, entire communities have emerged dedicated to dissecting his every move or lack thereof. And the theories, they're endless. Some are compassionate, some are conspiratorial, but all share the same chilling undercurrent. No one really knows what's going on with Justin, and the ambiguity is driving the internet wild. One of the most persistent theories is that Justin is quietly suffering from far more serious health issues than what's been publicly revealed. Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, while rare and painful, doesn't fully explain his complete disappearance from both the stage and the spotlight. Fans point to his increasingly gaunt appearance in paparazzi shots and the near-total absence of new creative work. No music teases, no interviews, no collaborations. For an artist who once lived for performing, that level of silence has sparked rumors of everything from autoimmune complications to a secret rehab stint. Then there's the darker, more emotional angle, burnout. Not just from touring, but from fame itself. People forget, Justin's been famous since he was 13. He was one of the first social media-born superstars, catapulted from YouTube covers to sold-out arenas, with every mistake, heartbreak, and breakdown broadcast in real time. The baby-faced bad boy narrative haunted him through his 20s, and while the media moved on, maybe Justin never fully did. Some fans believe he's retreating, not just for health, but for survival. That he's pulling away from the spotlight because it nearly consumed him. And then there's Hailey. The Bieber marriage has become a theory all its own. A rabbit hole of public clues, body language videos, and speculative timelines. It started innocently enough, Justin and Hailey seen looking tense in public. Hailey posting cryptic Instagram stories. Then came the resurfaced interviews, the comparisons to Selena Gomez, and of course, the viral clips showing Justin appearing distant, even cold. Fans have dissected every touch, every glance, every second of footage from red carpet events to birthday posts. Is their love solid? Is it a contract marriage? Has Hailey been acting as a handler more than a partner? The theories range from mildly skeptical to flat-out surreal, but they all circle the same question. What's really going on behind those perfectly curated posts? What makes these theories even more explosive is the way Justin and Hailey have responded, or rather, how they haven't. No heartfelt video message, no major magazine interview to set the record straight. Just more distance, more silence. And that silence, in the age of instant transparency, only fuels more speculation. For fans used to knowing everything, the unknown has become a breeding ground for obsession. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear. The mystery around Justin Bieber isn't cooling off. It's spreading. And with every unanswered question, the theories only grow, louder, deeper, and far more personal. While fans are busy theorizing online, those within Justin Bieber's inner circle are reportedly far more concerned and far less surprised by his retreat from the spotlight. According to multiple industry insiders, Justin's disappearance from the public eye isn't just about physical health, it's about emotional survival. He's been through more than people realize. One source, described as a longtime associate of the singer, allegedly told a major outlet earlier this year. He's not just tired of fame, he's traumatized by it. The narrative being whispered among insiders paints a portrait of a young man who's exhausted, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and who's been privately wrestling with the weight of a life lived entirely in the public eye. It's not just about Ramsay Hunt syndrome or past mistakes. It's about years of compounding pressure, unprocessed pain, and a deep disillusionment with the industry that made him a star. Justin has been feeling like a puppet for a long time, said one source familiar with his team dynamics. Even when he was putting out music, a part of him was disconnected. Like he was doing it because he had to, not because he wanted to. Other sources hint at the emotional toll his relationship with Hailey has taken, not necessarily because of conflict, but because of the intense scrutiny their marriage has faced since day one. They love each other, one insider reportedly said, but being in a relationship that constantly has to prove itself to the public is exhausting. Add health issues to that, and it's a lot for two people in their 20s to carry. Another pointed out how Hailey has increasingly taken on the role of public-facing support system, managing appearances and brand partnerships while Justin keeps a low profile. Some speculate that this imbalance is starting to show behind closed doors. There's also quiet talk, nothing confirmed, but hard to ignore, about Justin reevaluating his entire career path. One music executive allegedly claimed that Bieber has had multiple offers on the table for new projects, tours, and collabs with A-list stars, but he's turned them all down. He's not chasing the next hit, the executive said. In fact, it feels like he's actively pulling away from all of it. And it's not about money. He's already sold his music catalog for a reported $200 million. He doesn't need the fame anymore. The question is, does he even want it? Perhaps most telling is how tight-lipped his camp has been. In an age where PR reps are quick to squash rumors, Justin's team has largely stayed silent. No big statements, no damage control interviews, just a controlled stillness, which, for someone with Justin's platform, is a statement in itself. Those close to him say he's prioritizing his mental health, his faith, and his marriage, but beyond that, nothing. No timelines, no promises of a comeback, just space. And in Hollywood, silence like that isn't normal, it's strategic, or it's serious. Whatever the reason, insiders agree on one thing: this isn't a phase. It's a pivot, and Justin Bieber might be quietly rewriting his future, far away from the screaming crowds, streaming charts, and tabloid cycles that once defined him. 4 months now, one name has been inseparable from every conversation about Justin Bieber's disappearance: Hailey Bieber. To outsiders, she's his ride or die, his wife of nearly 5 years, the one who stood by him through his darkest moments. But to many fans online, Hailey has quietly become one of the most polarizing figures in Justin's story, an enigma wrapped in designer gloss and Instagram perfection, hiding something far more complex beneath the surface. From the start, their whirlwind 2018 marriage raised eyebrows. It came just months after Justin's final split from longtime on-again, off-again love Selena Gomez, a breakup still fresh in the public's mind. The rushed courthouse ceremony, the lack of fanfare, the whispered rumors of emotional rebound. It all played into a narrative that some fans still haven't let go of. Over the years, the internet has turned Hailey into everything from a calculated opportunist to a misunderstood caretaker, with each red carpet appearance dissected like a political summit. But lately, the speculation has reached a fever pitch. Clips of Justin appearing cold or distant toward Hailey have gone viral repeatedly, from the moment he closed a car door in her face to a fan-filmed video of him storming away from her in Las Vegas. And while many of these moments are undoubtedly taken out of context, the volume and consistency of them have created a narrative the internet can't seem to shake: that something in their relationship just isn't right. Body language experts, self-proclaimed and otherwise, have analyzed every touch, every glance, every moment of tension between the two. And when Hailey posted a now-deleted story earlier this year that read simply, "Sometimes you just need space," the internet exploded. Adding fuel to the fire, her growing presence on social media and in the fashion world, even as Justin fades further from the spotlight. Hailey's skincare brand, her viral glazed donut aesthetic, her steady stream of brand partnerships, it's all part of an upward career arc that feels increasingly at odds with Justin's retreat. To some, she's becoming the face of their brand. To others, she's replacing him altogether. The imbalance has become a glaring contrast. While Justin is nowhere, Hailey is everywhere. Insiders claim Hailey has been trying to hold things together, acting as a buffer between Justin and the world. She's trying to protect him, one source reportedly said. But that doesn't mean it's easy for her. He's going through a lot, and that weight falls on both of them. Some even suggest that behind the scenes, Hailey is struggling under the pressure of being not just a partner, but a caretaker, a role she never expected, and one that's slowly taking its toll. There's also the emotional impact of constant public scrutiny. The so-called Selena versus Hailey wars on TikTok have made Hailey a constant target, with fans weaponizing everything from old tweets to brand launches as evidence of tension or rivalry. Earlier this year, after yet another viral wave of hate comments, Hailey posted a cryptic plea asking for kindness and space to heal. Justin, notably, remains silent. That silence has been deafening. And yet they're still together, still seen side by side at church, at birthday dinners, in blurry paparazzi shots that seem more somber than sweet. There's no confirmation of trouble, no statements of separation, no explosive public fights. But the vibe has shifted. The fairy tale veneer has cracked, and behind it, what remains is harder to define. Is this a couple surviving a storm, or two people drifting apart in real time? In the world of celebrity relationships, where perception is reality, the lack of clarity has only deepened the fascination. And as Justin continues to pull away from the spotlight, Hailey remains caught in it, not just as a public figure, but as a symbol of whatever is unraveling behind closed doors. The timing of Justin Bieber's eerie retreat hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, it's one of the reasons fans and insiders are watching so closely. Because for someone who's lived the last decade and a half under a global microscope, Justin's ability to almost completely vanish isn't just strange, it's deliberate. And it's left people asking, why now? Why, after years of carefully staged comebacks, public reconciliations, spiritual rededications, and rebranding efforts, is Justin going silent in 2024? What's triggering this moment of retreat? Some point to his recent health scares as the obvious answer. Ramsay Hunt syndrome wasn't just a passing illness. It halted a world tour, left part of his face temporarily paralyzed, and forced him to publicly confront his physical limits. But even after recovering, Justin didn't return to the stage. He didn't release new music. He didn't even reschedule the canceled shows. He simply stopped. That level of withdrawal, coming after the worst had supposedly passed, is what's raising eyebrows now. It wasn't a pause. It's starting to feel like a permanent pivot. And then there's the fact that this silence is happening in the middle of a cultural moment that should be Bieber's for the taking. Nostalgia for early 2010s pop is in full swing. Gen Z is rediscovering Baby and Boyfriend through TikTok edits. His peers, like Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, and even Demi Lovato, are gearing up for high-profile returns, rebrands, and reinventions. By all accounts, this could be a strategic comeback year for Justin Bieber. The demand is there, the audience is ready, but Justin isn't. Which brings us to the deeper question, is he done with fame? Industry sources say Justin has been increasingly disillusioned with the machine he helped fuel. After selling the rights to his entire music catalog for a reported $200 million, a move many artists make later in life, or when they're stepping away, fans began to wonder if Justin was quietly planning his exit. His absence from industry events, including major award shows, the Met Gala, and even private label parties he used to frequent religiously, has only confirmed suspicions. He's not rebranding, he's retreating, and the silence is contagious. Haley's vague captions, friends no longer tagging him in stories, his longtime pastor Carl Lentz making a quiet return to the public eye without Justin anywhere in sight. There's a vacuum, one that even the best PR team hasn't tried to fill. Normally, when a celebrity needs time away, their team floods the media with narratives, working on a new album, spending time with family, focusing on wellness. But Justin's camp, nothing. No reassurances, no updates, just stillness. Meanwhile, fans have noticed strange timing in his few recent public appearances. A somber birthday dinner, a quick paparazzi snap leaving a medical center, a fan-captured video of him looking distant at church. These aren't planned outings or promotional walks. These are flickers of a life being lived mostly behind closed doors, glimpsed through cracks. So why now? Some believe he's laying the groundwork for a long break, or even a quiet exit from music altogether. Others think something deeper is going on, a personal reckoning, a spiritual reset, or a private crisis no one's ready to name. But whatever the cause, the effect is clear. Justin Bieber's withdrawal isn't just a headline. It's a cultural moment, the kind where silence feels louder than any single or statement ever could. And for fans who grew up with him, who danced to Sorry, cried to Lonely, and watched him crash and rise again, this isn't just about a pop star going quiet. It's about the uneasy feeling that one of the most visible celebrities of a generation might be quietly slipping away for good. At this point, it's hard not to ask the question that's been hanging in the air for months, unspoken but undeniable. What if Justin Bieber doesn't want to come back? Because beneath the theories, the insider whispers, and the endless online debates, there's a deeper, more human truth playing out. One that's harder to admit. What we're witnessing right now might not be the build-up to a surprise album or a comeback tour. It might be the slow, quiet unraveling of one of the most famous people in the world. Not in scandal, not in flames, but in silence. It's easy to forget just how young Justin Bieber still is. Only in his early 30s, and yet, he's lived more lifetimes than most people twice his age. He was discovered on YouTube at 13, turned into a global brand by 15, and by 19, had already been arrested, canceled, forgiven, and resurrected. His mistakes were made under fluorescent lighting, magnified by headlines, and consumed by a public that expected him to grow up perfectly, even as they cheered on his downfall. And now, 2 decades into a career that most people wouldn't survive for 2 years, he's quietly slipping away from the spotlight, and no one knows if he's coming back. But maybe that's the point. Because for all his success, Justin Bieber has always seemed like someone trying to catch up to a version of himself he never got to be. The teenage heartthrob, the rebel, the reformed man of faith, the husband, the tortured artist, the comeback king. He's worn all of those titles like oversized clothes, trying to make them fit. And maybe now, for the first time, he's refusing to play another role. And maybe that's why this moment feels so unsettling. We're not used to celebrities walking away quietly. We're used to scandal, reinvention, and redemption arcs. We're used to big announcements, new eras, and PR-crafted comebacks. But Justin isn't doing that. He's simply choosing himself. And in a world where fame demands constant access and explanation, That choice feels almost rebellious. It also feels deeply personal, not just for him, but for the millions who grew up with him. For the fans who saw themselves in his lyrics. For the ones who defended him when the world mocked his breakdowns. For the ones who believed in his healing. Justin Bieber's journey has always mirrored the generational tug-of-war between burnout and resilience, between pressure and peace. And now, as he steps further into the shadows, he's forcing us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, healing doesn't look like a comeback. Sometimes, it looks like disappearing. And maybe that's not the tragedy. Maybe that's the freedom he's been chasing all along. Whether Justin Bieber ever returns to the stage, the charts, or the carefully manufactured version of himself the world fell in love with, one thing is clear: he's rewriting the script. No more pop star mythos. No more chasing relevance. Just a man, finally trying to figure out who he is when no one's watching. And for a generation raised on spectacle, there may be nothing more shocking than that.